Good morning, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses, and I'm getting ready to mix up the batch of plaster. That's what we're seeking right here. See how it's, see the white powder still? But the lake bed effect, that's how you sift it in till you get enough powder right over top of the water, right up even with the water line. That's how you do it. You never add water to plaster, always plaster to water. Okay, we're gonna get messy now, and we're gonna start buttering this guy. There's no this coat doesn't need a capture the detail coat like it does on a sculpture. This is just for a hard shell over top of the yeah, man, this is nice consistency. See, this consistency here is clumpy. It's not clumpy at all. No, it's smooth, but it's thick. It's more like a pudding than it is a real runny coat. We're not looking for runny. Okay. Let me go wash my hand, because I don't need to put my hands in this now. The rest of it gets done with a brush. Oh yeah. I have 2 buckets of water out here. One bucket's dirty water and the other bucket's clean water. The clean water is what I use to make the plaster. The dirty water is the bucket I use to wash my stuff out as I'm cleaning. Like I clean my bucket up, I use the dirty water bucket to clean my bucket. Now I need my brush. I need another chip brush. Sticking to the chip brushes. Okay, I got 3 of them here. I always have plenty of chip brushes on hand. You know, you go to Harbor Freight and you can buy a whole box of, like, I think 100 of them for, you know, pretty cheap. Now, I don't know why I'm pulling the hair out of that, because it's not really necessary. Okay. So we'll keep this over here. This is perfect consistency because it's not really running too much. I don't want it to run. See, it's sloping, but it's not running all that bad. You know, I'm going to turn this thing as I'm doing this, because then you guys can see what's going on. Definitely want to get into those key areas. Now I wanted to run it over top of that just a little bit on the edge, because now this shell is mainly for, let's just work our way around so you guys can see. Now I added 16 ounces of water. That's all I used with this. The shell doesn't have to be extremely thick, but you want it to capture all the... Now I'm going to put a flat top on top of this thing. That's going to be a really thick coat that I put on this. There you go. Now, same process. I'll smooth this out as I go. But as you see, I'm letting it run down on itself. And that actually will wrap around itself, wrap around everything you want to capture. I have to have the stone a little thick. Can't have it too thin because you don't want the stones where it'll break on you. So there'll be 2 coats total, I think. I don't think I need any more than that. Really trying to capture the details. On the edge. The flange has to be really grabbed on that first coat. And then I can thicken the walls a little bit. I don't have to go crazy though. I'd say my next coat's even going to be thinner. My next coat will probably be thinner than this one. I didn't tell you, but I cut away and cleaned up the edge. I took my knife and I cut away the edge of the flange, so we had a nice even flange. Oh, this is the perfect amount because it's just going to do the job. Jesus, you know, I'm half tempted to say that I don't probably need another coat. I might be able to get away with just this one. No, I got to do the flat top on top of the head. Yeah, I can't. Let me see how thick I can make these walls all the way around. I might not be able to, I might not have to make nearly as much. I know I don't have to make nearly as much. And I'll clean up these edges as soon as I get the really concentrating on the flange. Oh, god damn. That's thin there, yeah, so I gotta be careful. I have to make a flat top, but that's going to be a really thick coat. Let's see how we're making out here. Now, as it stiffens up, I'll be able to make this really smooth. Now I can pile that up right in here where it's thinned. Okay. Just cleaning the edge. Always nicer to do things as you're going along than to wait, because then it just becomes a harder project to take care of. Okay. Now, if I had made that plaster any runnier than that, then I would have never, I would have never been able to clean that edge up as good as I did there. So now we just need to let it set up a little bit before I can start putting my hands on it and rubbing it down to smooth it out, to get all these little sharp edges off. We definitely don't want the sharp edges. But I'm going to go clean my bucket, and we'll be back on the next video for step 2. And that's to flatten the top. I'm going to make a thick batch to put more on top of the head to flatten the top so I can have it seated. I can flip this thing over and it'll sit on itself. And pretty much that's it. So that's the hard shell. in a nutshell. All right. Yeah, well, Michael Myers is pretty nutty. So is William Shatner. Okay. See you on the next vid.